Hi YouTube, this is Skul TCG and I am here today to answer your questions. About 2 weeks ago I made a small video asking for all of you to give me your questions for me to answer live on camera, and here we are. How this is going to happen is I am going to record several responses a day for the next 2 weeks and then merge them all together at the end. So if you see my appearance change, if you see the background change, my shirt, whatever, it's because I'm doing this over a long period of time. That's just what I figured would be the most efficient way to do this. That's just a disclaimer. Anyway, so here we go. I have a bunch of questions that you asked that I need to answer. Let's get straight into it. Which Pokemon movies will be getting bonus rounds in the Everything Wrong with the Pokemon Movie series? By the time this video is up, I hope to have Destiny Deoxys done. That has a bonus round. Aside from that, the only one that I know for sure is Arceus and the Jewel of Life. I don't know what else besides all that. We'll have to see. Who knows? Why do I like Helioptile? Because Zippy. How did I make my intro? It's an animation that I did myself. 4 frames altogether, that's 4 different drawings that I did. I do draw on the side a little bit outside of my YouTube videos. Of course, I make YouTube videos more than I draw, so that's why you don't see too many of my drawings. But, yeah, the intro was drawn completely by me. What does Zippy say in the intro? It's actually saying its name. There's a clip in the anime where Alexa is talking with her Helioptile, and Helioptile says its name. That's where I got it. And in fact, here's the clip.
I wouldn't survive out on the road without my little partner here. Right, Helioptile?
What was the first Pokemon game I played and how old was I? Pokemon Red version, I was 7 years old. It was the year that it came to America. I was very happy. Who's my favorite PokeTuber? The Cat's Meow. She's the one who single-handedly got me back into collecting, and she is my personal idol. How old am I? 21 as of the time I record this. I'll be 22 on June the 2nd. Do I do live streams? Yes, I do live streams every Tuesday at about 6 p.m. Central, so if you are around at that time, then hop over to my channel, you'll see the live stream going on, and that's great. But yes, I do live streams. Top 10 favorite Pokemon? I'm saving that for a future video. Am I excited for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Excited. Past self. What exactly did I say? Where do I buy my booster boxes? I buy my booster boxes at my local card shop. This is the same place where I go to League every Sunday and I just buy my booster boxes there. Support your local card shop, folks. What is my favorite Pokemon besides Helioptile? Latias. She was my favorite for a long time, and then Zippy entered my life. Why do I obsess over Zippy so much? Oh, Zippy, 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 you're so cute! I love you so much! Oh, Zippy! Yay! I'm sorry, what was the question? What is my least favorite Pokemon? Garbodor. Redfire Zero asks, can I have some cards? Yeah, sure, hold on for a second. Yeah, okay. Have a card here. Have it. Do I play the Pokemon games? Best game ever! If there was a dark and light Helioptile, would I like it? Helioptile is an angel. I refuse to think of Helioptile as anything but, right, Zippy? Zippy's an angel. Can I try talking Swedish? How did I start off on YouTube and how did I gradually get more and more popular? I started out by just making videos of what I love. Basically, the very first thing I ever recorded myself doing was a Dragon's Exalted booster box. And the only reason I'm popular, in my opinion, is the Legendary Treasures video. Legally Lucario C asks, can I advertise on your channel? Click this annotation right here for Legally Lucario C's channel. What is my favorite full art supporter? Oh, that's a tough one. If Karina gets a full art, then that'll be my favorite. I don't care how it looks, but for now I'd have to say full art Juniper. What is my favorite Pokemon type? Dragon. What is my favorite trainer card in general? I don't even know. I'd have to think about that. I'd have to go with Hypnotoxic Laser. What is my favorite secret rare card? I'd have to go with the secret rare Zoroark from Next Destinies. Or this shiny Gardevoir from Dark Explorers. One of those. I have neither on me right now, so I can't show them off, otherwise I would. What is my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon? Latias. Favorite Pokemon from each generation? That is for a future Pokemon discussion of the day video. Who is my favorite trainer? May. The anime May, not the games May. I love the anime May because she's so awesome. Why did I start getting into Pokemon? It was basically a thing that everyone did in the late 90s. If you're a 90s kid, Pokemon was everywhere. Everyone knew about it, whether you were a kid or an adult, Pokemon was everywhere. I got into it because friends of mine were getting into it, and then I started liking it, and I've just never stopped ever since. What is my favorite starter from each generation? That's also for a future discussion of the day. Stay tuned for more. What is my Helioptile collection goal? Right now my goal is to get 1,000 Helioptile cards, but I know I'll pass that pretty soon. So the sky's the limit for how many Helioptile I go after. What's my favorite color? Green. What is one thing I want to see in the Hoenn remakes? I want to see Latias and Latios be used a lot more in the story than they were in the original Hoenn games. In the original Hoenn games, they were pretty much, they're out there, go get them. I want to see them actually integrated into the story in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. If Pokemon were real, what would my starter be? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Charmander? Charmander, because Charizard's awesome. Besides Helioptile and Legendaries, what is my favorite Pokemon? Samurott. Super Lugia asks, can I have a shout out? Super Lugia! Shout out. Smooth or chunky peanut butter? Smooth. If I could get any booster box, which one would I get? In all honesty, I would get the first edition base set booster box because there's so few of them on YouTube and I would love to open it up just for the experience of opening up a first edition base set box and to show it off to all of you guys. Which Pokemon would be most useful in real life? I know a lot of you are going to hate me for this, but B-Barrel, because it can learn an assortment of moves, including HM moves. Really, it can just do a lot of stuff. As far as usefulness, like using it for work and stuff, B-Barrel. You're going to hate me for that. I'm going to get a lot of comments for that. But that's just the way it is. What is my favorite set? Base set. How many cards do I have? Currently in my collection I have upwards of 4,500 cards. Counting duplicates, it's probably somewhere around 10,000 cards probably. What was the first card I remember owning? When base set came out, there were first edition packs everywhere. The day it came out, I ended up buying a pack, thanks to my mom, and inside were two cards that I distinctly remember. A Holo Venusaur, yes, it's a first edition Holo Venusaur, which I traded away because I didn't like it that much, and a Charmander. I love that Charmander. I kept it all the way until I sold my first edition base set for about $1,000, probably 5-6 years ago now. It was a while ago, but that was my favorite card for a long time. If I could ever get a first edition Charmander, that would be awesome to get one again. What is my favorite music track from Pokemon? What is my name? Skul TCG. No, your real name. Oh, okay. Well, my real name is and that's all I'm gonna say. Have I ever played Call of Duty? No. When did I meet Saturday? I met Saturday at my high school 6 years ago, so it was August or September 2008. I don't remember much about it. We just went to the same school and met each other there. We started dating in November 2008, so when this November comes around, November 2014, that'll be the 6-year mark that we dated. What do I think of Simply Pokemon's Flashfire box? I haven't actually seen it, but I heard that there are a bunch of reverse holos that were pulled way more normal. Do I think Primetime Pokemon is good or bad for the community? No comment. Do I play any instruments? Yes, I play violin. I've been playing violin now for, this is my 17th year of playing violin, actually, believe it or not. I know a little bit of clarinet, and I play mallet percussion as well, like xylophone, that kind of thing. Do I want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play! What is my favorite movie? The Lion King. Favorite TV show? Home Improvement. What is my favorite deck to play in the trading card game? Yveltal Garbodor. What kind of music do I listen to? Movie soundtracks. I really like instrumentals of any kind, really. Basically, songs without words, and movie soundtracks almost always have the best kind of music. What is my favorite Pokemon card ever? Latias Gold Star. Favorite comedy film? Does Frozen count? Favorite action film? Star Wars. Do I watch Primetime Pokemon? No. Is this too many questions? Meh. I can deal with it. Coke or Pepsi? Coca-Cola all the way. What is my favorite video game? Pokemon? Why? Pancakes or waffles? Waffles? If I could choose between world peace and $10 million, what color Ferrari would I get? Given that I know absolutely nothing about cars, I would just go with my favorite color, green, and hope it comes in green. Where do I get the money to buy all of my packs? I work very hard for most of them. Recently, since I have started getting money from YouTube, almost all of my channel's content comes from the money I get from YouTube. But before that, I actually worked very, very hard, and that's where I got all the money, because I work, you know, as often as I can, and I get very good pay, so that's the answer. Do I accept donated cards from subscribers? Absolutely. If you have any, please send them to me. What is my favorite animal? Real animals, fox. I love foxes. Mythological animals, definitely dragons, because dragons. PokeBlogger678 asks, can you put this question in the video? What tips do I have for new players? If you're just getting into it, then I recommend just getting as familiar with different deck strategies as possible so you know how to counter them. Then, based off of what you think you can use to counter those decks, build your deck around that. That's what most experienced players do. They don't go out to see what can annihilate all the decks, they usually go out and see what can counter all the decks, and that's usually how they win. What are some cheap competitive decks? The one that comes to mind offhand is Flareon, but there are probably definitely cheaper ones that you could look into. I don't know, I think maybe Big Basics is fairly cheap, so look into stuff like that. What is the best Pokemon card art? I believe that it's the full art Charizard from Flash Fire, and if you've seen it, you'll understand why I say that. Least favorite Pokemon movie and why? Destiny Deoxys, because it has 160 sins without a bonus round. Favorite non-Pokemon movie and why? The Lion King, because it was the very first film I ever saw in theaters, and the nostalgia is a big part of it. Plus, you know, the movie is just great. I'm a sucker for animation in general, and The Lion King in particular. It's a good film. What was my best ever card pull? It's a toss-up between the Secret Rare Megazord X that I pulled in Flashfire on camera and the Latios Gold Star that I pulled from EX Deoxys off camera. Sorry. What tips do I have for people trying to get into PokeTubing? Upload videos that you love. Do stuff that you want to do. Don't do it for the subscribers or for the money. Just do it because you want to do it. You want to share, you want to have fun with all the other people on YouTube. That's my best advice. What is my favorite pairing from any fandom? Alu and Varadan. No one's going to get that except maybe Ju-chan. It's a long story, but basically if you're familiar with the animated movie Balto, it involves his daughter and one of my own fan characters. It is appropriately called Skul shipping. Why do I like Pokemon so much? That is a very good question. I love Pokemon because there's just so much that goes into it, so much awesome stuff. I'm not a fan of battle so much. I am a fan of the creatures and the relationship between humans and Pokemon. So that, I guess long story short, it's just because, you know, because I wish it was real, that's why I like it so much. If there was a beehive in my house, what would I do? I would, ever so carefully, grab a match, strike it, and drop it on the floor, wait to make sure that the floor is on fire, and get out of my house, because that house is going to burn to the ground with the bees in it. If there was a Helioptile in real life, what would I do? I would use this, and use it well. How did I come up with the name for Zippy? Actually, that was an interesting thing. I helped to run an animation fan site, and everyone there knows me, so I asked everyone, when I get a Helioptile in my Pokemon Y game, what should I name her? And someone suggested I name her Zippy, and it just sort of stuck. It wasn't a contest, it was just out of the blue, and I liked it. What is my favorite EX? That's very difficult to say. Playability-wise, definitely Yveltal. Looks-wise, Latios. If I made a TCG set, what would it center around? As much as I love Helioptile, I would center it around Latios and Latios because they have yet to have a set completely centered around them. They've appeared in many, but we have yet to see one where they're the stars. And I would like to see that someday, and if I were in charge of that, that's what I would do. Why does Pikachu like Ash so much? They must be really... This is going to bug me now because it really doesn't make any sense, does it? Zippy or Mega Zippy? There's a Mega Zippy? After 5,000 subscribers, what do I want my next major milestone to be? Definitely 10,000, but after that probably, I don't know, 50,000? Maybe just, I don't really know. For now, my next major one will be 10,000, which I'm going to pass, you know, within a matter of weeks at this point, which is awesome. But still, I don't really know what I want for my huge major one to be. Maybe 100,000, which is, you know, a far ways away from happening. But, you know, with you guys' support, it can happen hopefully someday soon. McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's? I know I'm going to get so much crap for this, but McDonald's. I love McDonald's. That is all. Do I play arcade games? Not usually, but I know how. I usually get high scores whenever I go to the arcades because I'm just that good. I can't explain it, but I don't like playing the games. I don't go out of my way to play them, but I can, and I'm very good at playing them. What's the worst Mega Evolution? Mega Mewtwo X. Looks ugly, and it looks like a boy. The Y version looks like a girl, so that's awesome. How can I be a collector and a player at the same time? It's actually very difficult, and I can't really say I recommend it for everyone. My priority is always with collecting. I just have a random deck or two built so that whenever I come across a tournament or another person who wants to play, I'm able to play against them with whatever I have. I don't get out of my way to build decks and stuff. I tried doing that once. It was very unrewarding, and I lost a huge heap of my collection because of it, making trades and stuff. So I find collecting much more rewarding, much more enjoyable. Long story short, I'm basically not both. I just happen to have a deck around, but my priority goes in my collection. Why do I collect cards? Because every single card is different, usually. The artwork is so awesome. It's always nice to see, you know, they really put a lot of effort, even into the basic Pokemon, and it's really awesome to see that. You know, these artists, they do a lot of hard work, and they're very underappreciated, especially by the competitive community. It's just really nice to collect the cards and look through my binders every once in a while and just look and see how pretty those cards really are. What is my favorite Pokemon movie character? Probably Bianca from Pokemon Heroes, just because Latias turns into her, and then, you know, she kisses Ash at the end. No, sorry, that's Latias, so... But Latias gets to kiss Ash at the end of Pokemon Heroes. But she looks like Bianca, so it's okay. What is my Pokemon dream team? The top 6 Pokemon that I like are Helioptile, Samurott, Serperior, Latias, Delphox, and Gardevoir, so my dream team would be all of them. All female except for Samurott, which would be a male. How long have I been playing the trading card game? Competitively, I've been playing the trading card game since about 2012, so just over 2 years now, about the same time that I started up my channel. How many Helioptile cards do I have? Up 145 as of the time that I'm recording this. By the time this video is up, I will undoubtedly have many, many more. How much did the Zippy plush cost? She doesn't look like a plush. She looks real. Are you implying that I can buy a real thing? Do I run any decks other than Darkrai? Unfortunately, no, just because that's like the one that I use the most. I am converting it into a Garbodor deck, which generally don't run Darkrai, so it's basically a Veltal Garbodor now, but it's still a dark deck. So I get your meaning, and the answer is no, I don't. Sorry. It's just a pain to get the cards that I need for other big decks like Virizion, Genesect, or Plasma and stuff like that. Can World Championship cards be used as proxies? Absolutely. Just make sure it's okay with the people that you're playing against. And also, you cannot use proxies in real tournaments, so remember that. What are my thoughts on Amber shipping? It needs to happen. Ash needs a girlfriend. This really needs to happen. If anyone from Pokemon's watching this, please make Ash and Serena a thing. I'm begging you, please do this! How many EX cards do I have? Over 50. I'm not going to count them all up, but it's over 50, less than 75. What is my favorite drink, Sprite or milk? I really can't decide between the two. Isn't Zippy the cutest? X or Y? Why? Why? Do I pray to the Llama God at night? Oh, Lord Llama God, please grant me all that I desire. Where are you going? Llama God? Sorry, I've accepted the Helix fossil as my Lord and Savior. What is the best set? That's so hard to narrow it down to one. I can tell you what my favorite is, base set, but to say that's the best, far from it, especially since almost every other rare you pull was a trainer. I just can't say. I can say that's my favorite. It's not the best. Sorry, I just cannot answer this one. Do I like Keldeo? Yeah, it's okay. How high have I placed in a tournament? First of all, I'll say that I have never done anything above a league challenge or the equivalent, you know, battle roads. The highest I've ever placed at one of those was 5th place at the most recent one that I have attended. I have yet to attend estates or regionals or anything like that, unfortunately. I hope to be able to do so sometime, it just hasn't happened yet. Will I post more TCG matches soon? I hope to. Without Darkrai, no promises, but I'll try. That about wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for all of your questions. As of the time that I'm recording this, I actually am almost up to 6,000 subscribers, so I've gained almost a full 1,000 more since I asked you guys to send me questions, which is really awesome. So, Zippy. Why are you out of your Pokeball? Okay. Anyway, so thanks everyone for watching. Thanks so much for your questions. I hope that my answers were satisfactory to you. Anyway, one last note is that I give God complete credit for all of my success on this channel. I haven't done that enough, and I give Him complete glory and credit for all of this. And if you have a problem with that, that's too bad, because that's what I honestly believe, and I'm just gonna leave it on that note. I hope that you guys continue to stay with me in the months and years ahead on this channel. If you have any friends that you think would like this channel, be sure to share it with them. I appreciate every single subscriber I can get. Thank you so much for helping me reach the big 5,000 subscribers. Zippy appreciates them, I appreciate them. For now, this is Skul TCG. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.